What do you think another chip is going to mean for his legacy?
I mean, in what world does another championship not add to someone's legacy? So I
Good
will
call.
not be that person. I think it would solidify Kyrie as a tremendous point guard, a scorer, a very unique talent in this league in terms of all of the things that have surrounded him. And despite all of that, if he manages it to get this done, I do think that he will have a positive influence in the conversation of this idea of being holistically sold out to your sport, right? Like, of course, we hear guys like LeBron and KD talk about how much they love the game. And yes, they've been tremendously successful in their own right. But if Kyrie is able to actually pull this off and has been true to himself and honest with the public, despite the ire that he has drawn, I do think that that is a positive way to look at this conversation. Now, on the flip side of that, Charlie, and Big Perk, I do wonder what sort of Pandora's box, theoretically, this could open. Now, I hope that we are done living through a pandemic. I do. However, if a guy is able to win a championship and only there part-time, we already know exceptions are made for elite players. Does this now take the exceptions up a level moving forward? I just wonder what kind of residue we'll live with behind this if it is successful.
Well, I look at it two ways, Monica, and I think about, how kind of professional sports has operated. We watching the guy in Aaron Rodgers play at the highest level and didn't show up for a damn thing this offseason with the Green Bay Packers. And when you think about like this whole progression with Kyrie, the one thing we all never disagreed on was when he gets back, he's going to make the Brooklyn Nets damn near unbeatable, right? Because of his skill set and his skill level. But let me take it a step further because I think, we don't all see this eye to eye. I've always felt like players get treatment based on their ability and based on what they bring to the team. Nick Saban was my coach in college. He summed this up for me in one sentence, one day going to the stadium. He said, everybody gonna be treated fair, everybody ain't equal. That's what he told me about football and how you get treated as players based on what you do. So outside of that, when we start talking about legacy, and I don't want to generalize this thing like if they win a championship, Kyrie legacy is No, how Kyrie performs matters too. How he plays, how impactful he is about getting to this championship. Now, we all sitting on this show assuming he will be a big part of why they win the game. But if he struggles, I wonder what that conversation will be like. If it has to be KD and James Harden to carry more of the torch and we see Kyrie struggling a little bit once they get to that point. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Kyrie just a hooper. I think hoopers find their groove and they figure out he's been in this league long enough to know how to come back and kind of fit in and facilitate. KD and James Harden are very gracious to Kyrie Irving as well as far as accepting him and letting his role flourish and become what they need to be. But ultimately, I think the legacy will be based on his performance more than the championship because I'm not sure if we don't feel like the Nets can win a championship without Kyrie. I feel like they could.
That part.
Well, here it is. They're not going to win a championship if Kyrie don't perform
that's
well.
His
Okay.
face.
Yeah, I'm big. I'm big man. Because here's the thing. One thing we know about Kyrie Irving is this, right? You have certain basketball players, you have certain hoopers who you could drop them off anywhere in America, whether it's LA Fitness, whether it's the Wellness Center, whether it's the NBA, wherever you drop them off, they're gonna get buckets. That's who Kyrie Irving is, okay? And winning another championship for Kyrie, in particular, a guy that really hasn't won a major accolade, individual accolade. Like, Kyrie Irving hasn't won an MVP. Kyrie Irving hasn't won, like, a Defensive Player of the Year. Like, Kyrie Irving, yes, he's made All-Star games and all NBA teams, but him winning the championship does a lot for his legacy because championship matters for him at this moment because he's not in that conversation like with a Russell Westbrook or Allen Iverson because he don't have that MVP trophy. See, that took them to another stratosphere. But if you get Kyrie Irving to get him two rings, then it puts him in a conversation because at the end of the day, you always could go back to, I got 2 rings. Because one thing I do know is this. You could go back, people could ask you, hey, in 2004, who won the championship? And it may take you 30 to 60 seconds to remember that. A lot of people don't remember who was in the All-Star games. You always remember a champion. You don't remember the All-Stars.
That's true. Now,
Boy,
off
I'm
of
so
what
mad
you
we gotta
said,
move on.
I'm really interested. I'm also really interested to see Kyrie Irving dropped off at an LA Fitness. I think that could be fun. So maybe in the offseason, maybe while the team's playing a home game, he can do something like that.